I actually need to have a discussion with you guys about these reveals today for the 15th anniversary. Now make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Osgun. So we got all of this big talk for the 15th anniversary, and I really was very intrigued with everything that, we got. A lot of nostalgia, but there was no premium info, which, I mean, they're like, hey, we have more info coming for the 15th anniversary, just kind of buckle up and be patient. So, I did what I do best. I put my little thinking cap on, and I looked at what we had gotten revealed today. So, in terms of excitement for the fun stuff here, I will say that I'm pretty intrigued with the new Nirvana. The new Nirvana being the fourth form, and the fact that, you're going to be able to get triple drive on that thing with the Trickstar crossover dress is actually going to be pretty interesting. One thing that, it kind of felt a little bit disappointing when we got the, new support, and it was like, hey, here's your new the new Scissors arms, which was good, but you had to play old Nirvana. You were kind of forced into that situation. So this kind of feels like, support that probably was designed about the same time that they are tossing into the fray. Now, will this make, Trickstar go to tier 1? I would say you've got a pretty decent chance of that actually happening. I feel like this is one of the few times that we can actually look at this and go, hey, it's a protagonist card, it's very clear that they want to try to do something with this, and they actually want to try to move the goalpost a little bit further back. So I am kind of excited to see what we'll be able to do with that in both standard and premium. You got to remember, I mean, we've been trying to cook up the craziest Trickstar variants that we could, and I mean, we've done a pretty decent job. So having a more consistent boss monster to work with, I think is good. There is also the Valkyrion discussion. So the first thing I want to be honest with you guys about is, if you think that you're probably going to power creep V Uranus, you have a very far back goalpost. All right, like V Uranus is probably one of the best, strongest boss monsters that you can have, just to do the ignorant OTK craziness that it had. Now, I am suspecting that probably the equivalent in, D series will probably be using energy to open up the astral portal. I don't like that that's the mechanism that it's probably going to go for, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that that's Bushiroad's grand appearance. I can't imagine that they're going to suddenly allow force markers to be generatable in this, because I mean, like, you need to be able to roll a Valkyrion the minute you go to 3, and it's just, we don't have the tools in, D series to allow that, because, letting a 70k Valkyrion kind of just run around with, like, the potential to go find, top 5 check to set its drives, even if the drives go into the soul, I mean, like, you're still looking for a potential tall order. I can imagine that they might allow the -5 drives on the Valk to, still be canon. But I can't see a world where Valkyrion is going to be broken in premium with the new support. You've also got to remember, you're going to be clan icon locked. This is going to be Shimanetta's version of Uranus, and we already saw with the Kai and Aichi stuff that, those cards were pretty restrictive in the way they work. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, like, this is going to be so good, take a step back and we will wait and see. The only advantage that I think we're going to get off of this is the fact that, we can do all of the clan icon shenanigans and then straight into the Marduk. So, I mean, like, there is a takeaway with that, but I'm not too optimistic about that one. Now, the one that has made me lose sleep today, kind of just tossing and turning and letting my brain, seethe for this, has been the Chrono Jet. This Chrono Jet has so much freaking insanely stupid potential. So let me tell you about this card for a second. So if this is going to be a Chrono Jet, that we bring it in at 13k base, which is probably kind of what I was expecting, unless, they're going to create an entire new crest. We also don't know if this Chrono Jet is going to act in the same way that the Strike Chrono Jet is going to. Am I going to have to get a Mazer gear rolling for this? Because look what they did to Drunk Overlord and the new stuff. They allowed, Persona Ride icons on these cards. So here's the most interesting and crazy thing that I can imagine with this. So if we get a new Chrono Jet, it's a 13k base, and it has a Persona Ride icon. You are in for a load of actual crazy bullshit that this card is going to be able to do. Because one, it's not generating an imaginary gift, which means I can history collection Stride on top of this thing. All right, so straight away, I'm going to get 2 force markers on my first turn, be able to use the Lost Age, go to town, and be able to go even crazier, which is insane. Now, the other caveat to this is, because this might maintain a Persona Ride icon, we can go into the next turn. So going first, second, go, your opponent's first Stride turn goes through. Going back to your second turn, you Persona Ride, you stack another 10k on top of those 2 columns. Oh, baby. You have 20k to swing through, do all of the time leap shenanigans that you want. And this is also not even factoring if you choose to play the, crest itself. If you choose to play the crest, you're potentially stacking another 10k on top of those columns. So you might be looking at potentially, Persona Ride, the double force marker, and the crest itself. You could be potentially working on a plus 30k on your, go through, try to win the game turn. Now, do I think that, they're going to allow all of this to happen? I think we are probably... it doesn't even matter what this Chrono Jet does. As long as the Chrono Jet literally is 13k base and has a Persona Ride icon, I'm in. All right? That's all it needs. All right? Those are the 2 things that I need to see happen with this card. And I would take an 11k with a Persona Ride icon. I assume that would be the way to go. It also just really depends on if, are we going to see strides with this? Or are we going to use the V mechanics where, we'll be able to bring out from the deck and toggle through? But, this card is inspired by Chrono himself. So I cannot imagine a world where they're not actually going to allow you the opportunity to actually do what the deck is supposed to. You're probably going to be able to toggle through and do all the little crazy shenanigans that you wanted. It's just, maybe we're taking a step away from crest. I'm not sure, but I've been thinking a lot about this today. As long as it has a Persona Ride icon, and it just... I don't even give a crap what the card does, man. As long as the card has no crazy restrictions. Oh no, if I stride like a crest icon on top of it, I can perform an ability. No, that doesn't even matter. All right, 13k base, and let me do the craziness, so I can Persona Ride on the following turn. We're in business. That's all there is to it. I think the Chrono Jet has the wildest potential right now to do some stupid, crazy shit. And it's just, it's only because it's Chrono Jet and a Persona Ride icon. That's it. That's all there is to it. And I'm kind of excited, honestly. I think that this actually sets up a decent discussion for what's to come. Like I said at the beginning of this video, yeah, we didn't get any premium support today, but I've been enjoying, we get crumbs into premium. I've been enjoying playing the Phantoms. The Phantoms have been some of the funnest stuff that, I've been able to mess around. Are they great? No, but there's nothing wrong with, wanting to play casual premium. There's nothing wrong with, oh my gosh, if I want to go play super competitive premium, we just go dust off some Fenrir bullshit and go play. There's a tier system to the fun that you can actually enjoy with this. And I do like showing the innovation and fun that we can have, because that's what the game is all about. Just having a great time with friends and just seeing, what we can cook up on the channel to entertain you guys. So I'm telling you, this Chrono Jet is going to be sick. All right. Just give me the tools and we'll make this shit work. So please, comment down, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCOL40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.